Welcome back, everyone, to Total Nonstop Impact. Impact Talk for Impact fans right here on the YouTube and the Twitch and wherever you get your audio. Man, hey, by the way, Bill, we're live.
Are we? We're
live,
J-Bone.
We're gonna start the show now. I mean, you guys can discuss whatever you want, but we're gonna
talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, talk amongst yourselves. We're gonna do our thing over here.
It's a knockdown.
What's that?
The knockdown in the chat.
Oh dear God! It's a different kind of knockdown.
It's Victory Road, baby.
It is from 2017. So yeah, like I said in the posts online, we're doing something a little different tonight. Get these tickers going and all this other lovely little things up here. There's a throwback logo. All right, now we're hopping.
We're cooking.
Here we go. So yeah. And no, I did not fire Trent. Trent's going to Mexico for a week. So he's gone tonight through the following throwback. And so, yeah, he'll be gone through for a few throwbacks.
Don't drink the water.
Yeah, no kidding, Trent. Don't drink the damn water. It'll your ass will fall off or something. So yeah, so we paused the NWA TNA reviews, and we decided to do something a little different. Now, this is what Mark had thrown out there as a suggestion, and it's actually a really good one. And it's good for a few different reasons, and we'll get into all that. But yeah, so this is 2017, one night only, Victory Road, the next knockout. Or you could call it the next knockouts, knockdown, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, we got a knockouts, knockdown coming up in October. Thank you, Mayor.
And we just had Victory Road.
Yeah, we just together. That's
like
right. Right, just like me and Taco Bell. I mean, wait, no, that's a little different. All right, so Bill, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, J-Bone. I'm doing good.
Back from the road ish.
Yeah, back from the saddle. Although I got back yesterday morning in the AM. Kept myself busy, even though I was off from work. I still decided to visit a customer and meet with a vendor just because I'm that kind of guy. And then I helped my parents cover the pool at their house. And then I went to a baseball game last night.
It is that time of year, hey? Time to cover the pool.
So I was going on a little bit of that zero sleep until about 11:30 last night.
Ooh. Yeah, you gotta be careful with that. But hey, you got back safe, and so we're doing this now. So yeah, and we've heard a bunch of stuff announced for the knockouts knockdown. If you're all about the spoilers, hey, please don't drop them in here or in the Discord chat. There's different places for that around the old.
Yeah, I believe there is a spoiler
internet
channel now if that does float your boat. But just keep it in that one channel.
Yes. Yeah. And if you are new to the Discord, you can mute that if you don't want notifications for that chat channel.
Yeah, you can mute any of them if you don't like a certain promotion or something in one of the other Discords. You're more than welcome to. You can do whatever you like.
There you go. So yeah, let's get into that. I'm not gonna do the old I'm not gonna do Trent's shtick that he normally does going into this.
But I can give you a story about this, J-Bo.
Oh, you can't. Oh, you know what? You were there.
Sort of.
I saw you in only one of the matches for this. So they obviously they clipped stuff and put stuff together because this
kind of how like they're doing the Knockouts, Knockdown, and Victory Road they did just now. It's over multiple days of tapings. These specials, and this was one of them. Not all of them were back then, but this one was. And this was in March of 2017,
right?
And I wasn't going to go to this set of tapings because I had to go to Atlanta for a work training. Like leaving the Sunday. I think this was like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I think it was a Friday through like Monday taping session. So I had to fly out of Philly on Sunday. So I knew this was going to be probably what I wasn't going to go to. But then I decided to go just for the first 2 days. Okay. The only time I ever knowingly went to an Impact with the intention of leaving and not making it through a set. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do it all. I'm going to squeeze in what I can. So I did that for that. So they mainly filmed TV during that set. And that one match that they did, because like they would normally throw an explosion match here and there. They did this one night only match during the TV tapings. Then they pretty much did a matinee the next afternoon after I left. And that was most of this show. So there was no context for it when I was there, but the Laurel, Van Ness, Rachael Ellering, I did see because Rachael also, that's where she made her debut on TV for Impact at that set of tapings.
Okay. But she didn't stick around, though, very long.
No, it was just that set of tapings.
Yeah. And number one, as I was watching this, it was fun to look back at something that felt like in the annals of this company, felt like it was so much longer ago than only 4 years. And how much the industry and different companies have changed over the last 4 years. We had the creation of AEW. We had a couple of changes over the course of the next year after this taping, or prior and after.
Yeah, because this is early Anthem. Very early.
Very early Anthem. It's also when, as we can see, because Karen Jarrett comes out at the end.
It's the Jarrett Anthem era. Like it's before they went to GFW later that year.
Right. Yeah. And that's why I was trying to put a timestamp on this. I'm like, wait a minute. When did was this after? Was this before? So he came back in January.
Yeah. And this is March. So this is pretty fresh.
This is real fresh. So this would be considered like 2 tapings after he came back.
Mm-hmm.
So in that sense, it's a very short amount of time. Hey, there's a Decay shirt.
We'll get matches. Part of my purchases at the tapings. 2 for $40 on T-shirts.
2 for $40, and that's
a good deal.
And that is good because I know when I bought my Hard to Kill T-shirt a couple of years ago during Bound for Glory weekend, they were selling tees for $40.
Correct. And that's not crazy at wrestling shows. Like AEW, WWE, their shirts are $35, $40. Yeah. You're not getting a $25 T-shirt at a major company wrestling show. Those days are over.
Because they want to make
yes, but no, not big shows.
Right. And it was really shocking. But anyways, that's another subject for
for them to do this, like one T-shirt was $25, but if you bought 2, they were $40, and they had the new T-shirts. So
yeah,
so that's good.
I'm just this chat is cracking me up tonight. Oh, you guys are just, oh my God. I love you guys. I'll just sit here and watch you guys chat, honestly. No, so you were at the tapings, but you missed part of it. And this is right around the time that I really started watching again, but I didn't watch all of these specials because these were still.
Yeah, these were pay-per-views still.
Right. These were still on the pay-per-view level for, I don't know what they charge for.
The one, what they were, and this was, any of our UK friends might be able to chime in. These were free, though, in the UK. It was part of the TV deal. That these would show for them for free.
That is interesting. Okay. But yeah, I wouldn't watch those. I'd watch like the big ones, and then when they really started going with the whole new roster, people coming in, then they started bringing back these events, but they made them like 2-night, just regular day tapings.
Pretty much. Yeah, they've gone back and forth in these because this was still the era where there was only Bound for Glory and Slammiversary, 2 pay-per-views a year. The next year they add the 3rd, and then they go to 4.
Yeah. All right, so I could tell you, actually I couldn't tell you what I don't remember what the hell I was doing yesterday. So no, we're just going to skip it. So we know Bill was there. I don't know what the hell I was doing. Let's start the review. All right, so I was sitting on my couch eating God knows what. No, I'm kidding. All right, so this is our throwback for tonight. Like I said, something a little different.
Well, so you're just talking about eating on the couch. We should have a little. Let's do a little bite for someone that was trending on Twitter today.
There we go.
Where is that beautiful man?
He's fat.
What? Why was he? Oh, maybe I don't want to know why he was trending.
I think he was trending because of a WCW promo he cut against Flair. Because Scott Steiner does whatever the hell Scott Steiner wants, and he was shooting on guys way back when. That wasn't like a new thing he did, and he did it like he was still doing it to like. And I think he actually got back in the ring this past weekend. First time since that heart attack.
Really? Oh, I have not heard about that.
I think a Jerry Lawler show. I heard he wrestled at.
Oh my God, that's.
But hey, go figure. Jerry Lawler had a heart attack and he still wrestled too. So
yeah. He was in a pile driver competition with Enzo or something. Jiminy Christmas.
There's Critical's thing.
He's still
trending at number 20.
Oh, that's crazy. See, now I thought
he should trend every day.
I thought Steiner was trending because of math. I thought that just the word Steiner was trending because his
kid.
Well, no, it's not his kid. It's his brother's kid.
Yeah, it's Rick's kid. Yeah, Rick's kid.
It's Rick's kid, Rex Steiner or whatever, or was gonna be called Rex Steiner. Now he's Braun Breaker with 2 Ks. In another company that we
sounds like a wrestling game.
Yeah, it sure is. It sure is a wrestling name. All right, so Victory Road 2017.
The only knockouts knockdown, not called knockouts knockdown.
Yeah, it was the next knockout, which I don't think I've watched all the knockout specials, and I'd have to refresh my memory on most of them as far as what they did for the cards on most of them. But I think
they've all had a similar format, but different kind of endings. This one was actually like, you're going to get a contract. Someone's getting a contract.
Okay. Because, man, I looked at it. Now, there were some matches. I usually am not too critical of, matches and stuff. It's like if if it's not my cup of tea, if I didn't really like it, I usually don't say shit. But there's some matches in here. I mean, the crowd, honestly, okay, so the match that you were there was a bigger crowd.
Yeah, because like I said, that was for the Friday night. Maybe it was a Thursday night and a Friday night taping. So like they had good crowds that night. You could tell the one was a matinee, and those are tough. Yeah. Florida matinees, they struggle. And then the other one was probably, I don't know if they did everything at that. They may have split them. It looks like they split them between 2 tapings.
Okay.
Other than the one I was at.
Yeah, and so, but yeah, there's some of these matches the crowd just did it no favors. I mean, the wrestling during a few of these matches were, we'll just say hard to call.
Well, yeah, and they even went in there saying, and this is the same thing like with Deanna showed. That was her 10th professional match.
Yeah,
I think Brandy Lauren, who's on this card, it was very early in her match counts. Because they were really giving opportunities to some people with a lot of experience and some with almost none.
Yeah.
So it was an interesting concept. It definitely is.
It was. And the ones that didn't have much, it really showed. It really did.
It is. But like a lot of it was like, like even from the beginning where they cut at like, because we pretty much started, we get the backstage segment with Laurel Van Ness and Rachael Ellering, and Ellering had been taken out, which we get to see twice during the show. But we get the in-ring introduction, and it's promo class. I've seen at a wrestling school a promo class done. That's what it was. It was promo class with Gail Kim and Jeremy Borash. It was, nice. We're going to give you the mic in 30 seconds or less, cut a promo. And that's what we got from all these unknown to us, for the most part, wrestlers.
That's true. That's true. And then they just splice it into the, nice. So this, and the show has a very slow start, but then, obviously they're introducing everyone. So the show starts with the attack of Rachael Ellering as she's talking to the camera. Chelsea Green,
Laurel Van Ness.
So Laurel Van Ness. Yeah, I'm gonna flip flop
those names around.
Yeah, and very different character back then. She has really evolved. She still has this. Laurel Van Ness talking
Laurel Van Ness legacy. Forget about your last name, Ellering.
Right? Yeah. Like, I just trying to get the coattails from your dad's your dad's stuff, and she's like, well, I've never heard that before. So Chelsea Green walking away, Rachael Ellering calls her a cupcake, and for those of you who don't know, cupcake. Sometimes if you call someone a cupcake, it actually means something else quite crude, regarding a woman. So Laurel Van Ness. You could
expand on this, Jay, but I didn't know any of that.
Oh, well, let's just say that cupcake is another form of saying see you next Tuesday.
Really?
Yeah. You never heard that before?
J-Bone today. No, I did not.
Yeah. Yeah, I learned that a long time ago. I don't remember from who, but that one kind of just.
See, I was a big Candice LeRae fan on the Indies, and she was one tough cupcake. So I'm all confused now on my baked goods.
It's all context. It's all context. It's all context. If you've got some kind of rift with something.
Oh, Fonzie. Hey.
Called Joni Cupcake. Hey. Yeah, that's different. That's almost that's almost 100 years ago. No, I'm kidding. I was right in Milwaukee too. So But yeah, if you ever hear that, just duck for
Nice.
duck,
Steer clear of baked goods talk. That's what you're telling me.
duck and cover. Yeah. So yeah, Laurel Van Ness attacks her, and this is of course going to lead to the match later tonight. Of course, that's a giant question mark according to Jeremy Borash. Gail Kim comes out. She is announced as this year's Hall of Fame.
And I was trying to remember the storyline back then with her, because she talks about, well, it's crazy that I'm not wrestling. And I'm trying to remember what type of, how active she was at this time.
Yeah, I don't think
she wasn't retired. She was semi-active. I don't know if she was injured or just not in the storyline.
Well, I know she had a match a couple years later with Tessa Blanchard,
where she comes out of retirement. But I didn't think she was retired yet, but maybe she was. Yeah,
or just not actively taking bookings maybe or something. But yeah. So she's out. Gail Kim's out there with Jeremy Borash. Jeremy Borash, this whole segment, oh my God. He sounds like he's doing his best game show gimmick.
He was very game showy during this.
Yeah, the hand mannerisms and the way he, said the names and just, oh man.
Well, I'll say this. And obviously Borash did it for a long time, but like this is like a promo class. You need veterans there to do it. And even though Jeremy is a veteran, he's not normally, I would call, the veteran interviewer. Super sticker. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you for the super stickers, everyone. I know.
That's what I thought. So yeah, she was not retired yet. So I think she's probably storyline not involved right now. But because if you put her in there, then like she has to do very well because she's Gail Kim.
Well, yeah, and I was when she came down, so I thought maybe she was going to get involved in something later, but no. She was not. She was just it looked like she was there on commentary too, but she didn't really say, I don't think she said anything, but she was out there.
Yeah, I don't think I heard her on commentary at all.
It was just weird because one of the girls passes the desk one time. I don't know if it was Santana Garrett, made a round around the fan, around the horn with the fans, went up to I forget who. ODB, someone did that. And there she was at the announce table. And I was like, oh, well, we haven't heard from her all night.
She just wanted a good view. She was scouting talent. She did.
And that can be very intimidating, but it's still really cool, if she was out there for the whole thing. So they announce, Jeremy Borash announces all the new knockouts for the evening, along with their opponents that are already on the roster. Mm-hmm. And actually, there are some here that are not, which is interesting.
Well, yeah, for the guys of this episode, they're considered roster members when they really want. But you got to remember, they gave them we'll talk of like a certain Rhodes that was considered a roster member when they were like cup of coffee.
Yeah. So the first one here, and I had to look this one up. Kayci Quinn, very interesting. And I was like, okay, that looks familiar. So I looked this up, and she is none other.
Is it a story?
Than
of a girl named Brandy?
Yeah, the undead Brandy Loren.
Mm-hmm. That is correct. Yes, she started here, then she comes back as a full-time roster member later as Ava Story.
Yeah, and she literally just did a little bit of time. In fact, a few of these just did a little bit of time. Excuse me, in the WWE in developmental. So it's like I said, watching this is so interesting to compare where things were then and just a few short years later where they are now. Some are still in the company. Some have moved on to other things, and some you don't even see at all. But so Kayci Quinn is out there, aka Brandy Rhodes, and Angelina Love is her opponent. And now what's that?
Tough draw for Kayci.
Yeah, it was. She's on the tail end of her time here in the company, I believe.
Yeah, because this is now where the Davey Richards heel angle, the lone wolf.
Yes.
Where like they're making out in the ring and all that stuff. That's it there. It's hardcore, Java.
Oh God. They're both hardcore. Leva Bates is next. Now, she was very popular in circles like this, and like she did a cup of coffee around this time, I think, in NXT.
Yeah,
if I'm not
she was
mistaken.
hot coming off the blue pants gimmick.
Yes.
Like that probably was within 6 months of this, is my guess.
Yeah. And I was shocked when NXT didn't hire her. And even watching this, I couldn't believe she didn't walk away with a contract. She was so good and so charismatic.
It seems like the local audience eats it up, her gimmick.
Yeah.
Because remember, back at Full Sail, it's tough to judge if people are actually over because everybody was over. And I think, but you look like she's pretty much on dark in AEW this whole time, right?
Yeah, she's had
like
some.
They haven't really pushed her, obviously.
No, they haven't pushed her. But the thing is, I think she is, as much as she doesn't wrestle as much with the women's roster, but she does more things backstage is what it looks like. Like she helps with a lot of production stuff backstage.
And maybe that's where more of the role is. It's a stuff like that. But it is interesting because you're right, because she was somebody that a lot of people were very high on. Yeah. But then it seems like companies never gave her the ball to run with or whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, I would love to see her in the ring.
That's the thing. Like Randy Sam is like, hold on, Leva Bates is in AEW. I think she was one of their first signings. She was. She was like a practically a day one. Yeah, and that says a lot. That now they've been around for over 2 years and people don't even know she's there. When they created that librarian gimmick, which I know a lot of people just it just didn't catch on. I mean, it was an okay heel gimmick because it was like, okay, if you're gonna just try to annoy people, okay, it's working. With now who's the guy that she did that with? I can never remember his name. Guy with the ponytail and the glass. Pretty Peter. Avalon. Pretty Peter Avalon. Thank you. Yeah, he's out there a lot more. So I think she's more of a behind the scenes, and she's in BTE a lot. So yeah, she does a lot of that stuff, which is fine. But yeah, I'd love to see her in the ring more, just with a better gimmick or any gimmick for that matter. But we'll see. You know, we don't always get to pick what our favorites do or whatever. Correct. So she's gonna wrestle Allie, and this Allie was so. Oh my God! It's like a complete 180 from where she is now. That's why I said it's so fun to look at where things were back then and how they are now. She's like this evil, twisted, emo bunny. Dark character now, whereas back then she was all real, like super blondie, very vibrant. Yeah. I mean, it's just completely. She was learning how to wrestle. Yeah, and she was. Well, that was her gimmick. That was her. Okay, see, that was her gimmick, and I didn't realize that was a gimmick. I thought she was actually. She was a very experienced wrestler, but that was her gimmick learning how to. Yeah, right, Cherry Bomb had been on the indies for years.
I learned that eventually, you know, Cherry Bomb and Rosemary, and they were real close and all that history.
Yeah, it's almost crazy that she's never actually been her Cherry Bomb character, not even being called Cherry Bomb, but the like she's like loud and yelling and like almost like a Vicky Guerrero type character was her indie character.
Oh wow!
She's never done that once on a big stage.
No, she's just been
that was her
either
whole indie character her whole career.
Really, but it's so from what I'm gathering, every gimmick she's done really well. Like I'll put her up there with Su Yung.
No, yeah, she can do a lot of different things because I think her best character was probably Dark Alley, and that was her last character in Impact when they killed her off.
Right before
If they had more time to explore that could have been very interesting. That's sort of like the Undead Bridesmaids right now.
Right. Yeah.
But with like a little bit more going on.
Yeah.
Like Kimber's probably going to have the best chance of recreating something like that.
Right. As far as like actual attention given to them. Yeah. Then we find out Amanda, there was some other middle, was it ACR, Amanda Rodriguez?
From the Rockies.
Yeah, Amanda Carolina.
Yeah, Rodriguez.
Okay.
Now that's the one I very limited information on.
Yeah, I looked it up, and Punk Trace, if he's still watching, and thanks again for the super sticker at the top of the show. She still does Florida Indies.
Does she? Okay.
Yeah. And she was just on, what did he say? She was just on with the last couple Shine shows or something down there. So she's still wrestling. It just sounds like she never really.
She stays local.
Yeah. Stays local, never really got picked up. And she finds out she's going to wrestle Diamanté. Now, this is of course, Diamanté now is with AEW. And this is also in the very beginning of this version of Conan's Impact Wrestling LAX for this time, where he brought in Homicide just as kind of I don't know. He didn't really wrestle much. I don't know why he was there, but anyways, I'm not complaining. I love me some Homicide. But this is when he brought in Santana and Ortiz. And it was also the same time they brought in the Christ brothers. And, of course, controversy aside, we will talk about that. But so for that period of time, those two tag teams really brought some attention to this company where a lot of eyes were turning away because a lot of the bigger names, it was a transitional period in the company, you know.
It was, but they still have big names, but that's always Impact. There's always names coming and going a lot of the time. Right.
So,
because funny, because I remember everyone was complaining about names back then, and now I hear the same people saying how great the times were back then. So, because now they know who these names are. They didn't know them back then. So, kind of funny.
Right. So yeah, and then next we got MJ Jenkins. Who has kind of been all over the place.
She has.
She shortly after this, like a year after this, went to WWE for a couple years. And I know she's been a few other places since, but very sporadically. Like, I'm guessing AEW Dark had her in a few times, but that's about it. But she finds out that her lucky pick of the night is Rosemary.
Oh, that's rough.
And this version of Rosemary, Jiminy Christmas.
Yeah, it's not this version.
Yeah, extra virgin olive oil.
Yeah, this was not the sexy goth.
This is it's not first Rosemary incarnation. It's like third incarnation of Rosemary, which is very early still in the Rosemary world.
Okay, so I'd have to look at the first couple because I thought this was like the first.
No, I would say there's like the first Rosemary that debuted on Pop TV, and like I would say her style, look, it changed. Maybe this is between 2 and 3, maybe a 2.5 Rosemary.
Okay, but
she was always evolving it, like she was like the zombie walker first.
Right, she was real Marilyn Manson-ish to Twitch and stuff. Yeah.
So now she's like obviously more interactive. Like this is like interacting with fans and stuff like that. Like pretty much face at that point.
Okay, yeah, popular. Like it was like borderline a little bit, depending on what was
it's
happening.
up for debate because like you could say the first Rosemary may have been the creepiest Rosemary.
Yeah, this was pretty creepy.
Unless you were a Canadian wrestling fan, you didn't know who she was either. Because she hadn't been in the States at all. Cherry Bomb she hadn't, Rosemary.
Oh, okay. So she's from Canada.
You didn't know Rosemary was Canadian?
I know very little about Rosemary other than like what we see on TV. Because in what she like every cozy socks? Is that what that says? Cozy socks?
I like a nice pair of cozy socks, Jay-Man. How about you?
It's getting to be that time of year. Was it today's first day of fall or yesterday was or something? I don't know. Anyways, it's good old cozy sock day again, and this time of year. What the hell was I talking about? Oh yeah, Allie, or no, Rosemary.
Rosemary.
So yeah, I really never do. Because she doesn't put a lot of personal stuff out there. Like I know she has
2 accounts.
No, I know she has the 2 accounts, but I don't pay much attention to the other one. Like I know I follow it, but it doesn't seem like she puts a whole lot of personal stuff out there. And I know like she's like dating a guy that used to be in Impact a few years ago. But beyond that, every single interview that she does is in character.
Oh, yes. No. She's very good about that. That's very, like, Undertaker-esque. Of the, like, protect the gimmick.
Kayfabe, daddy. But that's why I say, you know, I've only seen her in these characters. I've never seen, like, a shoot interview, as they call them. And
yeah, like, I guess she could do one as Courtney Rush. Because that's a character she does as well. That'd be technically more shoot because that's her. But I don't know if she has done that or not. Because I think one time, like there was an event. I think it was when we were doing like this stuff in Canada, and then like it was like after it was over, and then like I kind of saw her outside, but she was like no longer in the makeup and all. So I kind of like I think I just like snuck away. I'm like, I don't want to bring kayfabe, daddy.
Oh.
And then don't want to really because like the same thing happened like once with like El Hijo del Fantasma. Like I think he showed up to get dinner at like one of the places and he didn't have it like because he was doing all the events like in his mask. Like we were playing mini golf in his mask.
Oh,
but then he showed up. He did not have the mask on for dinner. And I'm like, uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
So, like, I pretty much didn't say anything the whole time. But then as he was leaving, he's like, he goes, gives me the thumbs up.
Ah, nice.
Got to protect the business.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes, yeah, you do. Yeah. So the horrible luck of MJ Jenkins.
Yeah, and that's what everyone's saying here. She's herself for video games on Twitch. She's a big Twitcher.
See, I've never. I think I've very quickly at one point subbed to her Twitch. Maybe I'm not sure. I'd have to check. Alicia Edwards is then out, and she's been on TV in this whole Angelina. Angelina Love. I almost said Jolie. Jiminy Christmas. Oh, they're not even close. They're not even close. I'm just saying.
We know you're all about the beautiful people,
Alicia Edwards has been on that gimmick, with the whole thing with her husband against Davey and all that. Because we've seen that clip replayed 1,000 times on Twitch. Hey, Lakers, what's up, man? And so she finds out that Sienna, a.k.a. Allison K.
Tough, because she's coming off a pretty recent run as Knockouts champion at this time, I believe.
Yes. Yeah. And it's fun to see her now and how she was back then. Then we get announced a couple wild cards.
Wild card.
And the first wild card of the two is Santana Garrett. Now,
she had a run, but not as Santana Garrett.
Right. This is for the former Brittany, yeah. And I knew her as Brittany, and I liked her as Brittany. So I think when I saw this, whenever I did see this a long time ago, maybe I didn't, I don't know. I didn't even put the two together because I think she just looked that different or something.
Yeah, she had a different look to her.
But they said she went all around the world and came back, and I know she did time in Japan and all that stuff. And she was going to wrestle Brandy Rhodes. Now, this is interesting. Looking at where things are now.
Thank you, Punk Tracy.
Thank you, Punk Tracy, for the tip. Santana Garrett is now a free agent. Literally just came out of the WWE system. She was in NXT over the last few years. Brandy Rhodes, though, with her husband, only does like you could say like a cup of coffee in this company. They're not there very long. They're around like 6 months, give or take a little.
Even that long. I don't think it was even that long.
Not even that. Okay, I thought it was at least. I thought it was close to a year, but I'd have to look and see what it is.
I think she was around longer than he was.
Oh, that could be.
They weren't there the whole time together.
Okay. But I know
he did like one storyline and was gone.
He goes off to Ring of Honor then.
Correct.
And
this was during his indie run. And then he goes to Ring of Honor shortly after.
So this is actually shortly after he leaves WWE.
Yeah, this was probably 6 months, I'm guessing, after he left. This was part of the list.
Yeah. And I remember seeing matches of him on Flow Slam later this year in 2017. And man, he had some good matches. He really did. I think he wrestled guys like Chris Hero and stuff like that. And back then, Chris Hero was just he was just knocking them dead.
We were probably the two biggest fans of Chris Hero on our show.
Yeah. I love me some Chris Hero. I miss him.
Chris Hero ain't nothing to
right? He now is head booker of Ring of Honor, from what I'm hearing.
Yeah, and that's things correct because they were both on his list, Moose and Mike Bennett, so he had to come to Impact.
Right.
To do a cup of coffee to work a program. I think mainly with Mike Bennett, if I'm correct.
Could be, yeah. Well, yeah, because didn't Maria Kanellis have a...
well, that was the thing. It was Maria versus Brandy and him versus Bennett.
That's it. Yeah. So Brandy Rhodes is really new here.
Yeah.
As far as like new wrestling. Because she didn't even wrestle in the WWE. It was all just promo stuff.
Oh, Brandy. Of course. I still believe. Give me Mike and Maria back any day.
Oh, well, they could stay in Ring of Honor.
What? Oh, you're not a fan of the Miracle?
I was a bigger fan of...
theme song might be one of the greats.
Well, his...
It was like a better version of the NWO theme.
Oh, see, I'll take his WWE theme Like
I don't even know
any
what that
day.
is.
Oh, it's one of the best themes in the last 5 years. Legit. I'm not joking.
I didn't know you were anti my man Mike Bennett.
I didn't dig what they did with him in TNA in Impact Wrestling.
Really?
Yeah, I was excited that he showed up, and then
that beat EC3.
Yeah, and I don't even like it. Didn't even register. Like he showed up looking like he was wearing some like stuff from Goodwill, and I'm like, really? It just was a huge turnoff for me because I became a huge fan in Ring of Honor.
See, that's the thing. I became a huge fan of Ring of Honor too. He was always underrated.
Yeah,
because everyone loved Taves, and I was like, "Come on, Taves, you stink." Miracle Mike's the man.
So, well, yeah, it's to each their own. Yeah, Brandy Rhodes is pretty green here. So she's going up against someone coming back in the company, a wild card, Santana Garrett, who is insanely better.
In Bethlehem, one of the best suits of all time. My buddy Todd wanted to like mimic him and get the same outfit and wear it to his show.
Oh no, that was good. In fact, I think I saw something in my garbage the other day resembling that.
This guy.
Last but
shots at Miracle Mike.
All I can say is I'm happy he's home. I'm happy he's home in Ring of Honor.
Happy he's home. That's a Jay. You're getting the Jay going.
I like what he's doing with David. It just feels natural. It just does. The last
Speaking
wild
of natural.
card. Oh no. Oh no, we won't talk about him. We're going to talk about anything natural. We're going to talk about the natural Butch Reed. Okay.
Love Butch Reed.
Love Butch Reed. Rest in peace.
There we go. Lakers. That's why we all get along.
Oh man. So wild card number 2 is Rebel. Oh my goodness.
Rebel. Now hold on, Jay, but you gonna be okay over there?
Oh, I watched this entrance a couple times. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna get in trouble.
You guys swing?
I'm gonna. Whew, it's getting warm in here. My goodness, Rebel really was.
What's the adjective there, J-Bone?
She had some moves.
Well, as Josh tells us, she's a dancer.
Oh, she's a dancer.
She was a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader.
That all makes sense now. I might have, he might have said that. I didn't hear.
I don't know if he actually said that. I think he just talked about her being a dancer.
Whatever he said.
I have seen that penis.
Exactly. Wait, what?
That's the only Josh picture I have.
So she
even your nephew's taking shots at you, J-Bone.
I'm not. I'm completely sober. I'm just cracking up.
See, Rebels, I was a big Rebel fan too, man.
No,
Rebel's very cool. And then these are some of the nicest people too. Rebel, Mike, Maria, all very cool during this era of Impact Wrestling. They were always doing like the meet and greets and stuff multiple times. So like they would say yes to Ross.
There you go. And it's amazing where Rebel is now compared to here, because I don't think Rebel stuck around after this, did she?
She did have a return run because she was there. She left. She does come back, but I'm just trying to think, is this post that comeback? I think the comeback might still happen here later this year for a taping or two.
I don't think it lasted though, because I know around this time she was also doing stuff like
because she was the heel. There was the Dollhouse Rebel, and then there was like kind of more of like the face, like where she's always wearing like the captain's hat.
Oh, okay. Well, she was also doing like House of Hardcore.
Yeah, Yeah, with Jimmy Paradise.
Yes. And
There we go.
that character was heelish.
Right. She has a thing with Tessa. So it is later, the run.
Oh, okay. All right. So it's
probably
within
the next year. It's probably 18.
Within the next couple of years. Yeah. So Rebel finds out she's going to wrestle ODB. Now, this is an interesting thing we find out about ODB later in the show. Is she, in her promo, says, well, I'm not technically a knockout right now. So this is a time when ODB came back. She had her food truck, but she came back for, I'm guessing, a set of tapings or maybe just this. You could probably.
They could always call up ODB.
Yeah.
Like she may not have been official, but like for stuff like this, I think they definitely brought her in at times.
She's a fan favorite. One bam, and she's got the crowd in her palm of her hand. And this is also when Mackenzie Mitchell is still in the company. Yes,
I was a big fan of Mackenzie.
Yeah, I liked her too.
Because she was showing a lot of potential. They were kind of grooming her. Very good backstage interviewer. Obviously, she got a big opportunity up north, so good for her.
She's still there, from what I know.
Yeah,
and I think they've kind of moved her around a little. It took them a while for her to find a spot to stay in, but now she does one of those I think it's like a YouTube show or a Peacock show or something. But yeah, she's been doing that. So good for her.
Yeah, she was on what, the bump or the hump or
the dump something. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Or do the dance.
The Humpty Hump. So yeah,
go.
Mackenzie and this is one of those things where this is the throwback. Trent's not here, and I don't have a bell. Do you have a bell?
Ooh, I might have a bell. Where is my bell?
If you have a bell, we're gonna need a bell because Mackenzie Mitchell is the Scott Hudson of this.
All right, hold on.
Show. All right, so
I'm up. Well, hold on one second, Jacob.
Okay.
I might have a bell just out of arm's reach. Let me check. Hold on.
Oh, it's actually close. Okay. One of these days, we got to find out exactly what's all behind this camera. This is hilarious. So yeah, while he's searching for a la belle, just want to remind you folks to smash that like button, smash that sub button. If you're watching on the old Twitch, you can share bits, you can sub, because guess what, folks? It is still September for 20% off. You can sub now, or you can gift a sub for 20% off. And like you saw earlier, there's the super stickers and super chats you can do along with all that. And by all means, check out, oh dear God, it's here. It's here. Check out all the links in the description as well. Oh my God. That's like a cowbell on meth. All right, so Mackenzie Mitchell. There we go. Okay, see, all right, you got
Mackenzie.
Just once.
She deserves 2 bells.
Oh, okay. Oh shit. She's on there with Angelina Love, and this is probably the most awkward promo next to ODB's of the night, because she's trying to talk to Angelina Love about her situation with her husband and Eddie and all that, and she's like, I don't know what you're talking about, and she just keeps downplaying everything that she's throwing at her, and it's just all very awkward and like, oh, nothing's going on or whatever. So yeah, it's very awkward, but still funny. Kayci Quinn, aka Brandy Rhodes, aka whatever they're gonna call her now because she's dead, versus Angelina Love. Now, Angelina Love gets the win here with the help from her husband. But what did you think of this match, Bill?
I thought it was about as good as could be expected because we knew from the promo, not a lot of experience.
Right.
So I think Angelina was obviously in control of this match. I'm sure she was running it for sure. So, and then obviously they're really working the Eddie storyline with Davey through this show. And that's kind of what this match was for. The future Ava story, Brandy Lauren, was really just here as kind of, she was just put into this as a bystander almost. But it is like kind of a good fun fact. Like we had that early Deonna Purrazzo and a Knockouts Knockdown. This is where we can go back and see, that's where we saw Brandy Lauren for the first time.
Yeah. But she looks so drastically different. One thing I could say,
well, she looked a lot like Ava Story. She looks different than what we see her right now as, obviously.
Well, yeah, but she just looks like like over the years she became more toned. She put on more muscle. She
hadn't even turned 21 yet at this time.
Okay, so she's very young too.
Yeah, very young and new to the business. Okay.
And what did Josh say? He was not very kind to her on the intro here. He said, she said that she needed a tan.
Yeah.
So oh my God.
Josh is, he goes after the pasty of us.
Yeah.
He's a tan guy. He's like Stern has tan mom. We have tan Josh on commentary.
God. He's all about himself.
The tan goat. Remember, he was a heel at this time, a heel commentator.
Is this back when he was doing that thing with Jeremy Borash?
I believe it was.
Okay, so that'd be a reason why I probably missed some of this stuff at this time because that feud was a huge turnoff for me.
Yeah, it might not have been like in the throes of when that was heavy, but it was the teasing. Like they were going back, they were being feisty with each other.
Yeah. Not very friendly. And I felt for whatever experience Kayci had here, Angelina Love was an absolute pro in leading this match and made Kayci look pretty damn good.
Yeah, no, she didn't look bad in this match.
Yeah,
where you would expect it because they gave you a preface for this whole match saying, "Oh, she's barely wrestled, but she looked okay." But there is something to be said because Angelina was definitely a ring veteran at this point.
She was, yeah. So good match. And now what we find out later is all the winners from this are going to go on to an 8-woman tag it's going to be the main event of the show. So Angelina Love here wins and advances. Next we got promo with Mackenzie Mitchell. With Allie. and this was like another huge reminder of what Allie was like back 4 years ago. Very, very blonde, very perky, just so happy, and oh man,
Miss Maria.
Yeah, she's so excited to wrestle Leva Bates. What is Josh says about her ring gear when she comes up there? Says she looks like an Easter egg.
Likes comic books, and I don't know what those are. I watch football. Tell me on social media.
No, what she said Allie looked like. She said she
Allie.
looked like said she looked like an Easter egg.
Easter egg. Oh. Yeah, because he went after Leva, then he just goes after everybody. He's Josh.
He does. He's such a jerk.
Goat. He's the goat.
Yeah, he's the goat here. Yeah.
Hey, you're getting a lot of him on Thursday now, so you settled down.
No, it's back and forth between him and Matt Stryker, and I'm so confused why. But no, I know Matt Stryker's got the baseball stuff, so it is what it is. It's all right. No, I like him. I think I like Josh more now than I did back then. And then the feud was part of it because it ran all through the episodes. That's why it was a turnoff for me. I couldn't stand it. I was like, okay, just do a segment, move on. But no, it like went on like through all the episodes.
If they just gave you more Rebel, you would have been fine.
Exactly. They wouldn't listen to they weren't listening to their fans at the time, you know. I was knocking on Les Asper's door, and he said, "J-Bone who?" And I went back home. So yeah, Leva Bates versus Allie. Now who is the ref? It is Stifler.
I believe this was Stifler in this
Stifler one. Was the ref. Oh my God, this was so much fun, and this is like so goofy. And this made up for the matches later that were not very good, you know. But it was just fun watching these two interact. And what were they doing? They were throwing around the bear and all that stuff. What did you think of this, Bill?
No, this was fun. Allie was doing her Allie stuff. And we were getting to see this version of Leva Bates' character, which was, for the most part, upstanding, but then not. But I don't think Allie knew how to react to that. But because we get a surprise here, we get Allie does not win this match. Leva does, so we get somebody not like a knockout losing for the first time.
Oh, that's right. Leva Bates did win this one.
Yeah.
I have to correct my notes. Yeah, Allison K distracts her. She interferes.
Mm-hmm.
Leva Bates gets the win, but it appears by the end when they're both walking up the ramp together that Leva Bates and Allie are still friends. So,
it seems that way.
Yeah. So we're very, very happy about that. Very, very happy about that. Even the cat is still happy at this point, wherever the cat went. So we go to the back again. Mackenzie Mitchell and Diamanté, who is very fired up. Now she's doing we'll say she's doing okay in AEW now. I don't think she's, I don't think she's making anybody turn any dials, but she's doing okay. Obviously,
yeah, really, there's one to maybe two names that are doing that there. I wouldn't really, through no fault of her own. There's a very limited time for women's storylines.
And that's something they still need to improve on. They have a great roster. It's just they just need to kick that into gear sometime. And I know that there was some controversy with Ivelisse, and she was tied to Ivelisse, so honestly, that probably did not help her much either. But yeah, so Diamante's out there talking to Mackenzie Mitchell, Conan, and then Homicide come join her. And they, doing the Conan shtick, and this Conan's still on fire here. He's a lot of fun to watch, and the Homicide.
I like how you're doing Conan.
Conan just does one thing, or I was gonna say Homicide just does one thing. He doesn't say anything except for one word, and that's, I don't even know how you spell this, but he goes, Brah! It's all he does.
You gotta, it's all that rolling of the tongue.
Yeah,
just like our favorite future knockout that isn't here yet, but let's look into the future. Where's she at? Where's she at? but she rolls the R's like.
Ah.
Oh wait, is she gone? Is she out? See, J-Bone, he mishandled all this stuff.
What? No, she's in there.
She's in there? All right, she's somewhere else, though. She used to be near the bottom of the list, but now she's not. Oh, there she is. Wait. Oh, there it is. Okay, the picture was very dark. See, just like that, right?
Just like that. Only different. His is much deeper and scary and anyways.
Everything's scary for Jake.
Very, 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 very scary.
It's like a
well, it's the whole sideways gun thing. Very scary.
It's like a big Buford.
You know when they turn it sideways, you know what that means.
That's right.
That's what does Carell say that in the movie? He goes,
It's kill shot.
That's the kill shot. That's okay. See, I'm glad. See, Bill saved that one for me. Thank you. So we got Amanda Rodriguez. Oh, sorry, ACR versus Diamanté. I'm going to throw this to you, and I'm going to shut up because I got nothing good to say about this.
Oh yeah. Well, I think there's now. I don't think Eric or Punk Trace got back to us on ever seeing this Florida talent. But yeah, this did not have a good flow to it. You could tell they had not worked together. And I think this is the reason we never see another appearance. Diamanté was, I still think, pretty new in the business at this point as well. So that was a tough task to have her almost try to carry this, and it didn't work. As Critical Sting would say, no me gusta. No me gusta.
Is that Chinese or?
I don't like it. In Espanol, por favor.
Oh, that's Spanish. Sorry. Sorry.
Come on, Jay.
I'm sorry. Hey, my French is horrible. I'm sorry. All right. But Diamanté gets the win. I got that right.
You get that right.
We move on now to I missed that match was a travesty.
Well, let's see. Remember the year before it was Shelley versus Rebel. Are you putting this ahead of Shelley versus Rebel?
I was starting to worry that this was going to be a part of that.
Okay.
I was starting to worry because I saw Rebel and I was like, oh shit, please no. Okay, it's not. Okay, thank God, it's not Shelley. This is almost a tie because it was so bad. I had to walk out and I actually missed the end, and
had to leave the room for this match.
It was that bad, yeah. So
you did a walkout.
I was like, all right,
instead of a hunger strike, you did a knockout strike.
Like I got shit to do. So if there was a promo between this match and the next match, I don't know. Was there one?
Who was in the next match? Because I'll remember if there was a promo being cut.
MJ Jenkins and Rosemary.
I don't think there was.
Oh, you know what? Rosemary did a promo by herself.
Was it just her by herself? Okay. Yeah, there wasn't one with Mackenzie. That's because I'm like, Mackenzie didn't interview either of them.
Rosemary did. She was like upside down with the microphone being all creepy and weird. Okay. Now
all
it's
creepy and weird.
No, this is a very good Rosemary and a very, very good Crazy Steve.
ACR was a regular member of the Shine roster during that time.
Okay. So,
everybody's loving that Shelley versus Rebby match.
Oh no!
Well, Rebel, not Rebby. That's a whole other story.
It's oof. MJ Jenkins. Oofta.
Hey, I was there. I was one of the 40.
I remember now this came up somewhere like right after you joined the podcast. Someone pointed out that online there is some podcast.
Well, I think it's Alvarez and somebody.
That's it. Yeah, there's a soundbite of them talking about it, and they mention you in the background because you were clapping, and then you just stopped mid clap with a.
What am I watching?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, you're actually in the conversation, and
I gave the effort, and then it was like, "Come on, oh."
I cannot clap anymore. No me gusta. No.
No. Paul, Dixie is pretty much out. She was the small shareholder, but she was out. This was early Anthem era.
She still has like 5% or something like that, but beyond that, no. And then she still supports the brand. You see her on
Dixie for Hall of Fame.
Yeah, sure. She like when there's like really big shows or something big trending, she'll hop online and
she supports all the old roster members too, no matter where they're at.
Oh yeah.
Like if someone shows up in a company, she puts them over every time,
and that's pretty nice.
Sweet Auntie for nothing.
Yeah, that's right, Sweet Auntie. Rosemary versus MJ Jenkins. Now I missed part of this match. Now we got the winner is Rosemary, and it's because MJ Jenkins gets the mist from Crazy Steve.
Yeah.
So they're over, but they're heelish.
Yeah. They're over with the crowd for sure. But yeah, this was the heavy mist era. But it was like, so MJ looked okay in the match, and she lost by some shenanigans.
Right.
But Rosemary, this is like what becomes classic Rosemary. We see a lot in this match.
Yeah. So yeah, good stuff here from Decay. And now, is it shortly after this that Crazy Steve leaves? Because I know it's like
the run of Decay. I'm not sure if it's later this year or the beginning of the following year.
Okay.
But it could be he's there for a little while longer. I'm just trying to think of when they kind of went away from the Decay angle and just went more solo Rosemary.
Okay.
I feel it's a while longer, maybe another year.
Because I think he left around the same time as like Matt Hardy, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, because we still have the whole Broken era yet to come. And Decay's there for that. Steve's there during the Broken era.
They outlast the Broken era.
They outlast the Broken era, so which hasn't even started yet.
Okay.
So we got time.
It's got to be coming up quick, though.
It's coming up pretty quick.
Because that was
2 months.
Okay, so that was when I really started paying. Okay, so that's why I didn't recognize a lot of this. It was around the Broken era that I actually started paying attention to this again.
Gone. No, I don't think so. We're sorry, Matt. No.
Well, I know they both left together.
Yeah, because this is 2000 March of 17. Because what time they didn't show up till WrestleMania? What of 18, or was it?
I think so.
2016 was Broken Hardys.
Oh, so this might be actually towards the end of Crazy Steve's run.
Could be.
Well, because Abyss didn't even come out.
Well, I thought he was on the stage, but then he doesn't walk down the stage.
Oh, maybe he was.
I think I saw him on the stage, but for some reason he didn't walk down the aisle.
Interesting. All right. But yeah, so Rosemary gets the win here, thanks to her cohort, Crazy Steve, and the Mist. And we got Alicia Edwards versus Allison K.
Sienna J-Bone, come on, man.
Sienna. Okay, Sienna. I'm so stuck on this. What she's doing now is so good that I'm like, no, it's Allison K. But yes, I remember. I was a fan of hers in this time. Now it's shortly after this that she actually exits the company.
Yeah,
because it was right after the launch of the Twitch that she's just gone. I don't know if she quit or what.
She's there during that summer because she was on those tours that they did up in the Northeast.
Oh, okay.
And that's like when Johnny Impact started showing up.
Yeah.
Then she's gone.
Yeah, because her behavior was awkward too. Because when they did that Twitch stuff and they were doing those like 24-hour streams to launch the channel, and they did stuff live at all times of the day, and Josh was walking around with the cameraman. Then they threw it to the Knockouts for something, and they threw it to Jimmy Jacobs. He was getting his nails done or whatever the hell he was doing. I forget.
Here, according to Critical Sting, she had one match in early 18, but then left because of blood clots at the time.
Oh, that's weird. Okay. So, but I just remember her acting really strange during that weekend. Like all the Knockouts were out walking around. Oh, it was New Orleans.
Yeah, New Orleans. Yeah.
Yeah. Walking around New Orleans, sightseeing live on Twitch, and they're going from place to place like they had appointments to go get like a tarot reading or something like that. And
chief engineer,
whatever they were doing. And then all of a sudden they're walking through a crowd and she like ditches them. She takes off just like that and doesn't come back. So, and I don't remember her being around much after that, but okay. So, but yeah, this is funny. This Alicia Edwards versus Allison K, because Alicia Edwards is still really green here, but this is a pretty damn good match.
It is
because Sienna. Bill's gonna slap me through the camera. Sienna is she's just rocking this match, and she's making Alicia look good. She really is.
Yeah.
And but now it's funny because Allison K interfered with Allie's match. Wait, is that how that went? Yeah.
Yeah.
Allison K interfered in Allie and Leva Bates match. So then Allie comes down and I forget what she does, but then Alicia Edwards wins.
She does. It's a big win. That's a huge win for Lish.
It is.
Which is good to see. Good to see for Lish.
Right. And it all
leads Morella in training.
And and I'm really afraid of what's going to happen to her, Bill.
You're afraid of what's going to happen to Lish?
Yeah.
Lish is hardcore.
Well, I know she's hardcore, but I got a feeling her future's already been decided for her.
Uh-oh.
By other people. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm worried about her, you know.
You can't teach that.
The worry is 7 feet tall. No. So Allison K actually loses here. Now we go to the back.
Shocker of the tournament.
It is. So we go to the back now. Mackenzie Mitchell. I'm just laughing every time I hear that thing. It's so crazy. Oh man. Brings out Brandy Rhodes, and she's She's like so sweet and so innocent here. Before she gets all like, corporate later, a couple years down the line. And then, starts hanging out with fat looking weird bald guys and making really bad decisions as far as what to do with stables and stuff. But anyways, I digress. No, I love Brandy Rhodes. And I was happy with what she did here. Obviously, I was more excited to see what she was going to do in this match with Santana Garrett. Because I am a Santana Garrett fan. I actually met Santana Garrett. Oh, let's see. What year was that? Is it the year? Is it later this year?
Yeah, I don't know. I think as Sting has pointed out, I think this whole this near 2-year COVID break is throwing years off for me now. It's too tough. They all blend together now because it feels like 2 years just vanished. So everything feels off.
Totally.
It feels like 2017 wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. It's another universe. So Santana, where the hell? I met her at the GFW show.
That would make sense.
Several months later, when GFW launched.
Now, is it crazy? Santana Garrett's never stayed in. She's never really been signed elsewhere after her release.
She literally just got released recently.
Was it? I thought she was released all the way back last Slammiversary. I thought she was the first round.
Oh, maybe she was.
I think she was. I think she's been a free agent for over a year.
Well, I know she showed up. I checked Cage Match.
And she's still wrestling and all, but she probably did an AEW Dark, but I think I did one of those on one of my trips. You wrestled Santana Garrett? What? No. Everybody else wrestles on there.
No, she was on there. I don't remember when she was on there. I think it was during this set of tapings. So no, that was recent. I'd have to look.
But she never. It's just surprising that somebody she never really came back. So Critical Sting, she was released just this past June. That's
okay. So that was
she was released well before that. Maybe she just wasn't on TV much.
So she got released when Tony Nese, Braun Strowman, and all those got her.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
So, but with the 30 days in NXT, that was still she's been a free agent then since July.
Right. So she was in one of the dark tapings down one of the new tapings down in Florida. So she did that. I don't know how many matches she did. I'm guessing just one. So
maybe that's what it was. She just was on TV the whole time.
Yeah.
That's performance centering.
Well, she had a lot because I checked Cage Match, and over the last couple of years, she had a bunch of matches.
Oh, when they were doing the gyms around Florida?
No, it was.
Oh, you mean indies?
No, I'm talking about when she was in NXT.
Okay, but they did a house show circuit in NXT for those years.
Yeah, I'd have to see where
they pay
the location was. They pay what?
All these little towns in Florida. I don't know if our buddies down in Florida know, but I remember they would have they seemed like they would sell 50 tickets and they'd have a couple names and then a bunch of people from the Performance Center.
Oh, the Florida run, right. Because there was
they were just doing the same 10 towns in Florida on repeat.
Right, and it was a bunch
high school gyms.
Yeah, Army barracks.
Yeah.
Hall, those kind of halls. Yeah, or whatever they call them. Knights of Columbus, whatever kind of joints. Yeah. Where the hell am I? Oh yeah, Santana Garrett.
Is that where you're at?
Yeah. Which one's Jay?
Tickets on sale Friday.
Brandy. Oh, I better start swimming. Brandy Rhodes. Brandy Rhodes and Santana Garrett. You got any thoughts on this match, Bill?
No, I thought this was decent. Because Santana, she's pretty good in the ring. And Brandy looked okay. Brandy looked fine in the ring as a wrestler. And like there was nothing crazy going on. But it was like through all the normal moves seemed okay. Because Santana won this match.
Yeah, that was a couple of the new faces. She was actually a wild card that actually won this one, and it makes sense. Now, why she didn't sign here, I don't know. It would have been perfect because she was that good. I don't know.
That's what seems surprising is like they kind of entertained the thought a few times, but never brought her back, which was kind of for some reason, I don't know why.
I think this is around the time when she started doing the WOW tapings.
Maybe
correct.
Yeah.
So maybe that interfered with it. Like
I know there was other ones that did. There were knockouts that were part of that. Like but a handful. What Alicia and Kiera.
Yeah, well, that was
later.
that was in a different. I don't want to say it was. Yeah, because there was stuff prior that really, I don't think it really landed anywhere. It's on YouTube. I don't know where it got aired or anything. But I think Santana Garrett was part of that. The end of that one string right before they started going to TV with Access TV with Tessa and all that stuff. So, but
then it became a little bit more, okay, you can work both of them. We'll schedule them at the right time.
Yeah, right. Okay, so it says here, Santana made a return to Shine Wrestling as Shine 68. Okay. All right.
Cool. Yeah, because she did a lot, like almost no wrestling during her major TNA run. Brittany was more a character.
Oh,
Sam
okay.
Shaw. The creepy bastard.
Oh, that's right. That other creepy bastard. Hey, I heard that creepy bastard just got married.
Well, good for him.
On TV. Yeah, good for him.
Did I hear that was actually a wrestling wedding that had no shenanigans?
I didn't watch it.
It was went without issue.
Maybe it was an actual wedding. Yeah, like if there was no shenanigans, I'd be like, all right.
Oh, look at this. Aaron Jacks thinking about going to Bound for Glory.
Did we miss something? Did someone forget the run in or something? Oh, that's awesome, Aaron. Awesome. Cool. So yeah, Santana Garrett wins this one. This is still really early in Brandy Rhodes in her wrestling career. Mackenzie Mitchell. This is probably you could probably put a vote to it, see which one is actually more awkward. This is probably the other most awkward promo of the night from the back with ODB. ODB never makes it comfortable. Never. No.
Yeah. She's like, I'm gonna make this uncomfortable for the new girl.
Oh yeah, and it was. This was one of the most funny matches of the night. This was hilarious. I mean, if you want to call it a match, because there was so much shenanigans going on, it was ridiculous. But it was a lot of fun. It really was. So,
which was needed at this point of the show.
It was, because some of these, like I said, some of these matches really kind of stunk, and like I said, the crowd wasn't helping. But you're in the next one. We'll get.
I'm in the next one.
So Rebel versus ODB. Rebel's out there just.
J-Bone's having issues in this match. Rebel and ODB. Look at
Oh my God.
You're like Johnny Bravo on the side on the ring curtain with ODB.
Oh, it's just falling off the hardest part of the ring. Rebel is really something else here.
Yeah, I don't know if it was more during the first one where Josh was putting over how in shape she is. She doesn't eat cheeseburgers. She eats a lot of fish.
Something. And then ODB out is, she's doing her gimmick with the flask and everything. And poor Earl Hebner, man, he just doesn't know where to look.
This was like the Earl knockouts reffing for the most part.
Yeah.
Like Earl struggled in knockouts. And he was like the designated knockout referee pretty much. But he could easily get distracted.
There was a lot to get distracted by in this match.
It's like J-Bone with Goldie.
Oh, it's Chimney Christmas. Whew, got the fan going on behind me. But so the shenanigans were plenty. Talk about it, Bill.
Oh no, there was all kinds of stuff out of this one, which Earl, this was almost a classic Earl Hebner match, where just everything was falling apart around them. But he was playing it up, which was good. Because you're right, it'd be there were shenanigans, but it was fun. Because it was fun.
Yeah.
This was just and in a match like that, ODB's going over in a match like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Jamie, what were your thoughts? I know you had you didn't leave the room during this match, I'm sure.
No. No, I cracked up because like I said, Earl doesn't know where to look in this one because both are just something to look at. And at one point, halfway through the match, Earl ends up rolling around with Rebel. And I turned away for a second. I turned back, and he's rolling around with her, and I'm like, "Wait, what? What the? What did I? Hang on. How did this
take bumps?
How did this?
Can you call them bumps?
I don't know if you call that a bump. He's rolling around with
He's taking a romp in the ring.
He's taking a bump with the rumps, with the bumps and the lumps, those lovely lady lumps.
I knew where you were going.
Yeah, it took me a second. I was trying to think of this song. Check it out. And then he starts rolling around with ODB. And then all of a sudden she's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" or something. Oh my God. I'm like, what's happening here? What's going on? I'm like, is this going to turn into a stretcher match with Earl Hebner's going to have to be, taken away on a stretcher because he's going to have a heart attack?
I think they did some angles where he pretty much had a heart attack during this era.
If they didn't, they should have. Come get me.
It's tough to blame him. It's tough you put Earl in a tough spot here.
Oh, it's tough all over.
To be a professional wrestling referee.
So ODB gets the win here. I don't know how, but she does. And Earl makes it through. Once again, I don't know how, but he does. And all right, so then we go on to the last match of the singles matches. We have Laurel Van Ness, a.k.a. Chelsea Green, versus Rachael Ellering. Now, Rachael Ellering
debut in Impact as Chelsea Green.
Oh, did she?
She was Chelsea Green, and then she became Laurel Van Ness.
Okay. So when
because I saw her debut match, which it may have been for Explosion, or was it for? She may have done one TV appearance as Chelsea Green, and then she was off TV for a little bit, and then became Laurel Van Ness.
Oh, okay. So how long before this was that?
Not long. This was she probably, I would say, from her first appearance to Laurel Van Ness was probably a loop of tapings or two. Like it was pretty quick.
Oh, okay.
Like I think they had brought her in, liked what they saw, but then like let's say, well, now we got to come up with a character.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it went from this to the wedding.
Correct.
To the hot mess.
Hot mess.
Okay. And then
this was the obviously hot mess Laurel Van Ness.
Right. This is just back when she's sassy and thinks so much of herself. And she's I don't think she's quite as sassy as Rebel.
Rebel was a lot of sass back then.
she's a whole lot of. Anyways, I'm so in trouble. But yeah, so Chelsea Green versus Rachael Ellering, a lot of fun. Rachael Ellering, of course, selling the injury big time.
Yeah.
Now
was sure if she was going to come out.
Well, yeah, there was that question too. Now, was she actually like banged up going into this, or was that whole like thing a gimmick?
I think it was a gimmick.
Okay,
I don't know. You're really testing my knowledge on that one. But because she wasn't
curious.
with the company, but it's something that they could have worked in. But I think it was more a way because I think they had intentions to sign Rachael. Like I think they brought her in with the idea. I think they were going to keep her around, and then it didn't work out for whatever reason. Because like I said, like she showed up. That match was taped during the tapings, and I think they had more of a. That's why they want to be like, okay, yeah, she lost, but there was a reason she lost, where they could put her more into a storyline. Because remember, she had the promo to start the show, so they were. I think out of all the people brought in, they were putting her at the. Even though she does it in advance, I think they had a pretty high expectation for her.
Yeah, that's interesting. She didn't
critical stick, so she wasn't pulling a Garza. Yeah, Garza was hurt. I saw him get hurt.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was legit hurt.
Yeah, he was legit hurt, and then just seeing him work, it's still crazy going back and looking at those matches. Someone like pretty much with like one non-working arm working all these matches.
Right, and that would freak. It's like, yeah, he was still amazing at what he was accomplishing in the ring, but it was still tough to watch. It's like, why are you putting him in this position? Even if he is that good, it's still hard to watch as a fan. At least for me, it was. It just felt uncomfortable. Like, you wait.
It made you worried. Like anything could go wrong. But
right. It's like, okay,
because I was a big fan, so I was like, well, but But I think Rachael was okay.
Yes. So what happens if he loses the other arm? No, now you're really screwed.
Yeah.
Then you got, Orange Cassidy's gimmick. You might as well put your hands in your pocket.
You were up the show following Impact at this era. Schitt's Creek.
Oh, God. Those poor, I forget who was on commentary. Oh, well, of course it was Josh Matthews, and I forget who was with him at that time. But damn, it's always putting over Schitt's Creek. Oh my God! Oh, those poor. I never watched that shit.
That 70s show where we get like, what did Eric do?
You're right.
But it's Wisconsin based. Love that 70s show.
Oh, I love that. I just couldn't stand Schitt's Creek. I gave it a chance. I usually don't watch a lot of those, but I gave it a chance, and I was just like, oh, now we know why they call it the shits. Apparently, yeah.
There we go. Hey, it's about that time of the review for Mayor to say, I've seen paint dry longer than this review.
We're at an hour and a half for something completely fresh and different. What are you talking about?
Like, because it does end like there's like this is almost over at this point.
Right. There's one more match
after that.
There's only one more match. Yeah. We'll wrap it up in 2 hours. Absolutely. Yeah. That's the goal. Now, if Mark was here, we might go 2.5. I know he'd be hamina all over these.
Yeah, and think if we just didn't have Rebel on this card, we're probably done in an hour, J-Ba.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm going through 3 bottles of water, 2 pairs of pants. I mean, it's, Oh, sorry. Where are we at? Oh, yeah, Chelsea Green. So Chelsea Green beats Rachael Ellery.
LVN, baby.
And what's that?
LVN. Laurel about Ness.
Oh, sorry. Laurel Van. Damn it.
And it's great to see all these people coming back, too. A lot of people here, they're here now. She's one of them.
Well, now what's funny is she's not in the main event. Oh, no, she is. She is. That's okay. So I wrote down Chelsea Green. I didn't write down Laurel Van Ness. That's why. Formerly known as. Okay. So then we go on to the 8-woman tag. We find out who, if you won, you advanced to the main event. And then we got what happens after that. We'll get to that. So the 2 teams here are, come on, Mouse, what are you doing? We got Angelina Love, Chelsea Green, Rosemary, and Diamanté.
Strong team right there.
It is. It is, especially with especially with your heels like Rosemary and Angelina Love leading the pack here, and then Leva Bates, which was
signed Impact versus the free agents.
Right, the wild cards or there was just a couple wild cards, but anyways, Leva Bates, Alicia Edwards, Santana Garrett, and ODB. Now, ODB is the big time veteran here. It's still funny because she's actually not an official knockout.
Correct.
But still, it is what
I guess technically if ODB got the pin, she would have got a contract, conceivably.
Oh, yeah, but then that kind of kills the whole concept of all this. Like, she'd be drinking her flask and, bam, I'm better than all these hoes, and it's like, that just would have had a bit
well, at least it wasn't Cody Deaner winning the tournament.
Oh, God.
Or Eric Young. Because Eric Young won that tournament, it would have been,
Wait, were they still married at this point? No, never mind.
Pathetic.
But yeah, this, and I honestly didn't, Lakers, bam! I didn't pay that much attention too much to this one. This is one of those where it's like, okay, everybody's going to get their shit in. The heels were very heelish, and they did a very good job of that. You getting the sympathy for the crowd for the new girls.
Yeah, because they wanted to be like, okay, because that was the tough part. You got to remember, in a crowd, they're really not going to know anyone, but that was smart to get ODB on that side to help generate some like, oh yeah, people are going to cheer for ODB. It's ODB. Nobody doesn't cheer for ODB.
Right.
You got to be real stick in the mud not to cheer for ODB.
Well, and even when there was a couple all knockout shows, or one in particular I picked to review over doing the throwback series over on Smash, and it was a rare one where ODB actually was heel, and what did she do? She smashed Awesome Kong over the head with a bottle of Jack Daniels or something like that. I mean, she went big time heel.
You're talking a real rare appearance where Kong's face.
Yes.
Like that's opposite worlds right there.
Yeah.
Kong was heel for 90% of her run.
That's right.
And he was face for 90% of her run.
Well, it's the thing is Kong is so popular, it's hard to think of her as a heel though.
But she was a heel for pretty much her whole run in TNA.
Yeah.
There you go against Gail Kim. That comes with the territory.
Yeah. she was well loved back then. So the new girls get the win. Alicia Edwards gets the pin, and Oh,
Wish.
Lakers in the chat says, I love the episode of Bison Talks Impact when he interviewed the legendary ODB. Yeah, that was great. Her having her on the show. It was a lot of good stuff there. Yeah. And she's still working the indies. You know, she's still doing the food truck stuff. And it's going really well.
She was just at Impact not long ago.
Right, within this last year. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. And it was great of Impact to bring her back a couple times over the last few years, especially when she had that trouble when she did lose her drive. She lost her
at the New York tapings. Bison was at with myself and the scumbag.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They donated I think a good portion of the ticket sales to her.
Yeah, they helped her out in some way. I don't remember exactly what they did or how much they did, but yeah, that was cool.
I think they did a lot to help her get the new truck.
Yeah,
which was kudos to Impact.
Yeah, looking out for their veterans. That's good stuff there. So everybody starts clearing out. Heels are standing at the top of the ramp, and now all of a sudden, Alicia Edwards is in the ring celebrating her win. All the other girls clear out. Here comes her hubby, Eddie Edwards, coming down to the ring. Man,
I am the fire.
No, it wasn't that song.
No, it wasn't the song yet.
It was a different one.
Not until he becomes like Boston Eddie does he. He still Wolves Eddie.
And one other thing I wanted to bring up. We'll come back to this. Talking about like old songs and stuff. The Amanda Rodriguez entrance music.
Yeah.
Did you recognize it?
Yes. It was the generic Spanish wrestler music. At least that. Yeah.
The Santana. Yeah.
Music.
Yeah. Yeah, that we've been hearing every episode.
It's like, oh, come on. She has because what Josh said, she was Peruvian. But it's like, oh, let's just go generic Latin music. Come on, man.
Oh, I heard that. I was like, no, that's not. Is that the same thing? Oh, come on, you guys.
Do better. Do better.
Come on, man.
It was, I mean, someone there had to have known that and just kind of chuckled. She probably didn't know. She's probably just excited to be there. But we're watching this like, oh, hell no. They did not pick that music. This is the same shit that SAT came out to back in 2003 or whatever. It's too damn funny. So Alicia Edwards is watching her husband come down the ramp, and he is smiling. I have never seen a bigger smile on that guy. He is so proud of her. He is clapping. He's getting in the ring. He's high-fiving people. He gets in the ring and he grabs the mic and he's like, I'm so proud of you. I've been watching you all night. You've been killing it. You did a great job. He's like, but there's someone else who's been watching you as well. And I'm thinking they're bringing out Gail Kim.
You would think. They alluded to Gail watching earlier, yeah.
Right. She was out there for some of the she wasn't.
But that wasn't really her role back then. Like we think of that now and it makes sense. But she was really just an active competitor.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. See, I'm thinking of like how she is now.
Who comes out is in that role officially.
Right. And I don't remember how long Karen was in that role. But anyways, Karen Jarrett comes out, and that was like a shocker. I was like, wait a minute, what time is? So that's when I started looking up stuff like, okay, what when was this? Okay, Jeff had to be there at this time, and this is literally a couple months after Jeff came back to the company, right after the beginning of the year. So this was in March, early March. This aired in April. So after they, put it all together. So So he's out there. Karen Jarrett comes out there with the clipboard with a contract attached to it. Alicia wastes no time. And Karen Jarrett kind of
don't need lawyers. Don't need lawyers to look at it.
No lawyers, no one looking over your. No, just sign it and hands it right back to her, and then she's jumping
the rest
up.
Is history.
Yes,
she's been here ever since.
Yeah, and it's been amazing as a fan to watch her evolution, and she really has gotten better. I don't think she's been featured many times in like really.
She's been more featured in like storylines. Like in all like the wrestle houses, Swingers Palace, like all that stuff. She's a big player. Oh, remember the stuff with Madison Rain and Sue Young? Like she was in some of that stuff, doing her fantastic acting, which we love.
Yeah, and I think some of the best stuff I've seen from her is when Eddie Edwards was in that feud with Killer Cross.
Mm-hmm.
And that feud gets crazy, and the way she reacts to what her husband is doing and everything that happens with Sammy and watching her react to all that, that's all coming down the road over the next few years. So yeah, it's been fun watching her evolve and just grow with the company and grow a fan base, as a knockout. Now, so we'll never know. We can all of our opinions. Looking at names that were all over this show, like okay, who should have been signed, but we'll never know. Like okay, maybe there were other plans that we're not privy to, like they just needed a paycheck, so they did the show and then they went on to do other stuff at the same time. We'll probably never know. Any final thoughts on the show overall?
This was an interesting one, especially because of the number that are still there and the ones that recently have returned in some, like Rachael and Brandy Lauren. The connections back then, but that they're here now, which is definitely interesting to see. And I think that was one of the good things about the Knockouts Knockdown, the Super X Cup. These shows gave a lot of undiscovered talent because there really wasn't the indie revolution that it is today, where a lot of people know a lot of names on the indies. Like maybe you saw a name on a PWI list or something, but even in like 2015, 16, a lot of people didn't know these names.
Yeah.
So to be able to get them in front of an audience, that was something. And that is how you discover people. So I know that might mean some of the like if you're looking for 4-star, 5-star matches, that this ain't going to be the show for you, because it is more like a gut check for females in a way. But I liked it. I think the Knockdown, and obviously October 9th, Impact Plus, you get another chance to see one.
There you go. Now, this is an interesting question here, and I was thinking about this before we went live, and I don't really know. Maybe you could shine some light on this, and then we'll get out of here. J-Bone, why is Jade in the background of the promo poster?
Yeah,
for
she's
this?
on the poster, and she was not on the show.
Yeah. So, like, was she planned to be like in this, and then did she get injured? Or
My guess is she got injured.
Okay.
That's actually a very good question because she is on that poster.
Yeah.
Because ODB's on the poster, but I'm just wondering, like, who replaced her? That may have been Laurel, but Ness replaced her, is my guess.
Could be.
But well, I'd have to go back and think about why.
She's on the poster too, though. Now, she was part of the. Was she part of the Dollhouse? I'm trying to remember what she did.
She was part of the Dollhouse at one point with Rebel.
Okay, so she was in like the next version of the Dollhouse.
Yeah, she was the one with. Oh, I'm trying to remember because she was in the Marty Bell version, right?
Yes.
It was.
But now, who was in the first one? That was Taryn Terrell.
Let's see, because let's see the different ones. Was it just the leader that would change? It went from Rebel. It went from Taryn Terrell to Rebel.
That's what it was.
It was just the leader changed.
So yeah, I'd have to look up and see exactly when that was. Maybe she was just gone. I don't know. I'd have to check because so this was done in March. They probably did the promotional stuff for this a month ahead of time. Who knows? We'd have to see what was going on.
Did I hear? Is there rumors that there might be something again where she might become available again?
Oh no, she's been taking care of her husband. She's still active. She's still She's still on the WWE roster. It's just Keith Lee was going through a lot of health issues. Not sure what those issues were. I don't think he was injured. I think it was something else. But then they both got COVID, and there was a lot of question as to whether they were going to be gone and contracts situations. But no, they're both still under contract. And she's Maya Yim's healthy. She's fine. She just confirmed that recently.
Good.
I think she's just waiting for them to figure out what they're going to do with her. Is like so many other times. So, how many other million roster members they do that with? I have no fucking clue what to do with. Anyways, it's another book for another time. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. Thank you, Mark, for suggesting this one. This was very appropriate, like you said, given it was a Victory Road and a knockdown, or
two for the price of one.
Right.
Sometimes you got to pay double for that kind of action.
And like I said, it was also very interesting to compare the two times, just very short 4 years ago, how the industry has changed so much, where they've come, where they've gone, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because what was the first one, 13?
I think so.
So yeah, it's almost interesting. Like you could look at all of them and kind of see the differences in the business from like year to year.
Yeah, because
you got to remember how much women's wrestling was changing during that time that all this was happening. Like obviously, Impact was the big innovator with the Knockouts division, but then even like through their own company, the shows they were doing with these knockdown specials, and just seeing kind of the talent going through the years they did them.
Yeah. So that's the show. We'll try to wrap this up very soon. Keep it under 2 hours or at 2 hours ish. Thanks everyone for joining us tonight. On your way out, don't forget to smash that like button, smash that sub button, ring that bell for notifications. Why? So that you know it.
Okay, I rung the bell.
Not that bell, Bill. Damn. That bell's so loud, but I love it. God, I miss Trent. I was kidding. Check out all the links in the description. There's a couple merch sites down there. Pro Wrestling Tees is where all the tees are at. The other one, Spread Shop, is where all the mugs. Going to be getting some hoodies on there soon. What else is on there? Phone cases. I just updated. We'll be getting the new iPhone. It's all iPhone stuff.
You must have drank the water.
Oh my God! Wait, is he? Oh, that's what he hasn't left yet.
Yeah.
You're trying. Don't drink. Just don't drink the water down there. All right. Just stick to soda. I know you don't drink a lot of soda. Stick to anything. Don't drink the water. Nothing with ice.
Yeah.
So take care, Trent. Safe flight, man. Be good. Have a ball. And remember, don't forget that lucha mask.
Gotta have a lucha mask.
Because I got to bring you on in a few weeks for some AEW stuff. So, and by all means, no, not that kind of mask.
Oh.
Wear your mask. Canned beverages only. That's right.
Get the Coke, the real sugar.
Check out here, it tastes better down there. Check out the Patreon. That's always growing and evolving. I gotta find out what the next show is we're doing. We're supposed to, I don't know what the hell. I gotta check with Mark. We'll be doing that soon. And what else am I forgetting?
Is that watching Married with Children?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's actually like not a wrestling one.
King Kong Bundy.
Oh, so it is actually there's something wrestling related.
There's a wrestler on the show.
Okay, got it. So we're gonna watch along with that one and have some laughs. We'll try to do that soon. And
4 touchdowns in a single game, J-Bo.
For what?
4 touchdowns in a single game.
Who's that?
Al Icky Bundy. Come on, man.
I haven't watched that show in a long time. I thought you were talking about Rodgers that actually showed up to play this last Monday night.
About damn time.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't think that was Aaron Rodgers because it was obviously not the same Aaron Rodgers from the week before. That guy.
There you go.
Some high school graduate. Polk High. Yeah. Yeah. What is that? Oh, is that who Bundy played for?
Bundy played for Polk High. That's correct.
See, I was a little distracted while I was
go a little
watching
later.
those shows.
No. Actually, was it earlier? Actually, it was earlier. San Dimas football rules.
Oh, dear God. Yeah, see, I never paid attention to stuff like that. I was too busy watching Mrs. Bundy walk around and her daughter walking around.
That's enough, J-Bud.
All right, let's get out of here. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Come back tomorrow night over in that other little podcast called Smash This Podcast. If you're an AEW fan, it's going to be pretty hopping, I hear. It's going to be pretty slick. And, hey, I hear a scumbag's going to be there. So we might even get him in on the review.
Town.
Yeah.
That's a lie.
No, that's true. I talked to the man himself the other night.
All right.
So it's we'll see. No promises, but we'll see.
Zach Bonifer is Al Bundy. He was were you a women's shoe salesman, Zach? Because to be Al Bundy, you got to be just women's shoes. And
that was one of the worst jobs I ever had was selling shoes.
Oh, you sold shoes as well, J-Bud?
I did. Almost, Jesus, between 20 to 30 years ago. But it was back early 90s. Early to mid 90s.
At a chain that we would know? Or like an independent store?
It was Famous Footwear.
Oh, Famous Footwear? That's a popular one. It's still around.
Yeah. Yeah. My boss was horrible. Absolutely horrible. I love my job. I didn't mind selling shoes, but I was treated like absolute garbage.
Did you work the foot measuring device?
I did.
Oh, there you go.
I sold many an old lady a pair of shoes. Didn't get me very far. We get out of here. Later, everyone. We'll see you Thursday for all things Impact Wrestling for the watch along and the review. Take care.